Friends forever, that's what we are. Through the thick and the thin, we're friendship stars. We're banger main buddies from the days of old. We laugh, cry, and hug, friendship solid as gold. My soul whatever started a year ago. We share our stories and your stories were told. 80s, 90s memories that give us glee. And on the block party shows, NKOTB. Now our friendship circle has grown by far. Hashtag friends forever, that's what we all are. Boom. And if you don't know, now you know. My so-called whatever for life. Hashtag MSCW. Hashtag friends forever. Yeah. Yeah.
We are now.
Good. Got our Dunkin'. Since they dropped the donuts and they're just Dunkin' now.
It's like, why?
Why did they drop the donuts?
Right.
I don't know, but like that's what you were always known for.
They were always timed to make the donuts.
Right. And like Dunkin' Donuts cereal were donuts.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you're not Dunkin' Donuts, you're just Dunkin'. Because the coffee has taken over.
Stick to what you know, dude.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane is right.
Also, I mean, I think that they do a good job in their lanes.
They do a good job making those grilled cheese sandwiches. I don't mind those on Texas toast.
Do they still make those?
I don't know, but I used to like them. I haven't had one in probably 5 years.
You know what they don't do very well? Those power bowls.
I don't know.
No, those are boo. Not good.
Oh, no.
You know why?
Why?
It's the red pepper. Get that out of there. Red pepper belongs in nothing. Red pepper is disgusting. I hate it with a passion.
It's sweet.
Right. I don't want my peppers to be sweet. It's weird. It's a weird combo and I don't like it one bit.
No, I agree with you.
Also, I feel like I ate something once that made me sick.
That's probably what it is.
And I'm associating the red peppers.
That's probably what it is.
But I can't place what it would possibly be. I don't mind
it, but I'd rather not have it.
I can honestly sit here right now and say it would have been delicious had it not had red peppers.
And somebody's probably like, bring on the red pepper. They're listening to this
at work.
And they're like, oh, hell no.
No, everybody at work loves red peppers. They'll eat them like raw. They love red peppers. And whenever I say, I can't have that if it has red pepper in it because it's disgusting.
Yeah.
They're like, you're crazy.
No.
Nope.
You know what? You're crazy. Take out that rosemary too.
But then I say, I love olive cream cheese.
Yum.
And they're like, you're nuts. That's disgusting.
I love olive cream cheese.
Me too. An onion bagel with olive cream cheese
and
a cold slice of tomato.
I'll do without the tomato, but
there is something magnificent about that.
I don't like tomatoes. My father ate them like apples. My sister,
love them.
I don't like them.
My husband doesn't like them at all.
I'm just not a fan. Like if by chance there's some tomato in something, I will deal with it.
Right.
But more often than not, I pick it out.
I love a tomato.
I do like it on a Whopper.
I was just going to say, you like it on your Whopper?
Yes. That's it.
It is.
And it has to be
tomato.
Cold.
Ice cold.
That's the thing. Oh, I like it on pizza.
Like sliced tomato on pizza?
Yeah.
I actually don't really care for sliced tomato on pizza. I'll eat it. And I don't complain about it. I wouldn't really order it, but I would eat it. Those red peppers, though, belong nowhere. Like a raisin. Raisins belong nowhere.
I don't mind raisins, but I'd rather not. It's just, seriously, it's like rosemary.
Right.
Like, it's just like when people use rosemary or when restaurants use rosemary, they do it too much. It's too much. It's like, have a little chicken with your rosemary. Like, no.
Yeah. Right.
No.
And aren't you like intolerant to it or something? Like
very
it bothers
much so.
you.
In fact, I just had it. What did I eat? I took a big bite of it. It was cheese. There was a cheese platter at because my grandmother's burial was this week. And so we had like a little reception afterwards. And I took a big thing of cheese and put it in my mouth, and it was rosemary cheese.
Ugh.
Rosemary cheese.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And like I started to sweat because I know how bad it makes my stomach. Like it just, oh gosh. And I'm like, I had to eat it because like people were talking. I wasn't going to spit it
What are you going to do, spit it out? Right. Right. You just
It didn't bother me too bad, thankfully.
But that flavor.
Oh, it just hit me, and I was like, and
like you said, a
smell
little
it.
bit goes a long way.
Right. And it was just like full of rosemary.
It doesn't help that it looks like potpourri.
Right. Right.
I can't do cilantro.
The thing is, it's oh yeah,
Tastes like soap.
Cilantro does taste like. Did you know that's a thing?
Yeah,
That like some people like, it's like a genetic thing.
like mango.
Yes,
Like
like
cat pee.
that's me.
That's me.
And there's a lot of people that it doesn't.
Yeah,
But
I'm glad, but I'm kind of glad it does. For
yeah,
me,
yeah.
because I know, like, I remember one time, I don't know if it was I bought this like hairspray or you had bought this hairspray, and it smelled like cat pee.
I remember this. I don't know who bought what, but
And we were both like, "Bleh."
yeah.
And like, thank goodness, because what if I wasn't that person, but then somebody else like walked by me in a store or something and they smelled cat pee on me?
Yeah.
They might think that I live in a house full of cat pee.
I constantly, like, if I'm at school, like with the kid, like somebody will have mango gum and I'll smell scappy.
Yeah, it's gross. But I feel you. I get the same thing. And cilantro and soap.
Mm-hmm.
I get this at Ground Round.
Maybe we're related.
Maybe.
Hey, you never know.
You never know in this crazy life.
Yeah. But anyway, this is my so-called whatever. Which
Which
is exactly what it is. It's whatever.
It is whatever.
Que sera, sera.
And we're back on Friday.
Friday.
And that's that. So let's intro.
Let's do it.
We can talk about what we're going to talk about.
That sounds good to me.
This is
Still
Brooke.
sounds good to me. This is Nikki.
I can't wait. This is my so-called whatever.
Hey.
Welcome, guys. If this is your first time listening.
Welcome to our world. The world of my so-called whatever.
And tonight, it's the world of my so-called life.
That is true. We're doing another rewatch.
We are. This is going to be our 80s and 90s episode, folks.
It is. 80s and 90s. We're taking it back to the 90s. We're taking it back to the my so-called life time.
Yep.
And we're gonna jump right into another episode.
Talk about this one. Man.
What
a snooze.
What a snooze. This episode, I wanted to take a nap.
Can I just talk about what your text to me was earlier?
What? Yeah, go ahead.
You were like, was this the demise? Was this the beginning of the demise? And like, I don't think it was, but it was definitely like a sleeper of a week.
Right. I sent it to you. I was like, what did I say? I was like, this episode this week kind of sucked. And you were like, our podcast episode? And I was like, no, my so-called life episode. This kind of sucks. And yeah, that's the way it was.
I mean, it had its points and whatever. And like but I don't know. It was, I remember being unimpressed back then, and I'm not really impressed now, but anyway.
Right. And I mean, we can talk about, it was just like, I feel like it was written more from an adult's perspective than it was from a teenager's, the whole episode.
Yeah, unless, you know what though? Like maybe we just were not that teenager.
True.
So,
I know ones who were that we went to school with, but I was just not. And we'll get into it.
Right. So what was the name of this episode? Because I forgot.
It was called The Substitute.
Oh, right. Are we going to do... What else are we going to do?
I think this is it.
Oh, okay, good.
We can just jump right into it.
Perfect.
I'm going to take a drink of coffee, though.
I've been trying to sip on my coffee. It's too hot. I don't know why I got hot. I'm tired. And hot coffee puts me to sleep.
First time out.
Yeah.
Still New Kids on the Block season.
Sure is. Coming in at you hot.
Our California friends are all done with their concerts.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sad. Like, I want them to do more concerts.
It is kind of sad. They should all come to Boston.
They really should. They really should.
I get it. Because I wanted to go out to LA.
Yes.
And like, I can't.
I would have loved to done the Hollywood Bowl. Honestly.
Me too. Because it looks like it just
looks fun.
It's a different venue.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah. Maybe next time.
I mean, I could have done without the rain.
Yeah.
But even when the rain, whatever. I mean, look at when we did Fenway and it was pouring rain like the whole time.
We were like, whatever.
I didn't give a flying, you know what?
Nope.
Flying squirrel.
You got mail. A flying, you got mail. Because that's usually what I do. Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out. We have now less than 1 month till our concert.
I know.
Let the countdown begin.
Oh my gosh.
I need to get a little bit like dark on my legs. Like I just so they don't look translucent. Like I'm not talking about go and get a sunburn or anything like that. I just got to get a little bit.
Right. You get some good self-tanner. Why don't you get spray tanned?
Oh, maybe I'll do that.
Have you ever done a spray tan?
I have, but
Just don't mess it up like I did. And they look awesome.
where did you get yours done? At?
Suntan City.
Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah. Maybe go a couple times. Layer up.
Yeah. You know what though? You're gonna have your pool pretty soon. Not that I'm counting on that.
In about a month. The last week of June. So we're not going to really have time.
Darn it.
And like the deck won't be done. So we won't even be able to get into it. Because it's not a ladder. It's stairs.
I just gotta find a way to get outside.
I know. It's hard.
I can't really do anything here. Like,
right? What are you gonna do? Go on your front lawn?
I could go into the little house now that it's kind of built and like lay inside it.
Yeah, you could.
I totally could. Nobody would see me.
Oil up.
Yep. Lay on the ground. So.
Oh man.
So I just wanted to quickly say that, but now we can get into my so-called life.
Yeah. So the substitute. As soon as I saw the title of the episode, I remembered exactly what episode it was.
Yes, I did. I remembered too. I was like, oh, this one.
And I didn't remember all the details. So
I only remembered the last part of it, which was weird.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't really remember that. I just remember all of a sudden, like everyone flocking to the class and thinking he was awesome, and Rayanne thinking he was like
all
dreamy.
I remember is this. That's all, which I put my fist up into the air when the teacher was like, fight the power.
Right.
Yeah.
But I did not remember that part. But I just remember thinking like...
Because it reminded me of the Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Totally. But I don't know. I recall the girls thinking that he was like something special. Like Rayanne.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like, no, he's not. He's an old man.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like,
ew.
No, he's not. He's your teacher.
Right.
Like, no.
Okay, question. Did
Yes.
you ever have feelings about certain teachers?
Okay,
I mean, I know which one you're going to talk about.
I mean,
know.
here's the thing.
But like other than that, because that one's like an obvious one.
What, the student teacher?
Yeah, that's an obvious one because we all had a thing for him.
Wait, I think they were talking about two different ones.
You're talking about the hockey guy.
No.
Are you talking about Mr.
No, I didn't even have him. I'm talking about Mr. McCluskey.
That's who I'm talking about.
He wasn't the hockey guy.
He wasn't?
No, the one from 7th grade.
Yes.
The hockey guy was... No, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about freshman year.
Oh, Mr. McCluskey was... How you doing?
I liked his socks.
I forgot about him.
He was handsome.
Oh my gosh.
I remember in
Mr.
health
McCluskey, how you doing?
I wish I knew his first name. I don't remember.
Is it okay if we talk about him like this? Like,
yeah,
of
keep
course
his name. There could be a ton of Mr. McCluskeys.
McCluskey is kind of like a different last name, though.
We're good.
Okay.
I mean, we can put a little "You've Got Mail" or something over it if you want.
Nah, but we've said it like 7 times. So.
Exactly. There'd be a lot of "You've Got Mail."
Right.
But like, he was dreamy.
Yes, he was.
Like, I remember so
Didn't
well.
he live down the street from you?
Yeah, he lived in my neighborhood.
Because I remember going by and I was like, Mr. McCluskey, hi!
Yeah, he lived like by the park.
Yes.
And he was just very handsome.
He was. He was such a nice man. And he was very professional. Like, he was not
I
like...
wonder where he is now. I bet he's like a principal somewhere.
I bet he is too. He was a great teacher.
Now, we had him for health class.
Oh.
Which was the class that we did the questionnaire.
That's right!
And I am fairly certain that he was there then.
Okay.
Go back to whatever episode that was. We talked about the questionnaire. It was like a while ago.
It was like last year around this time.
Yeah. But
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He was the one that let us do it.
Yeah. I feel like he thought it was a great idea.
I think so too.
Also, he was really cute.
And I'm pretty sure we got an A+.
Oh, yeah, we did. Like, we did really good with that.
Yeah.
They were impressed. He was impressed. But I just
liked our statistics.
Yes. And I remember, and this is one thing that I kind of identified with,
Mm-hmm.
when they talked about this guy's socks, this dude's socks. Now, his socks were like whack because he had a
Yeah.
black one and a white one.
Right.
Mr. McCluskey, though, his socks were on point. They were like themed, like seasonal.
I was like a man with theme socks.
I just remember he had these socks with like houses and a fence that went around his ankle.
Very cute.
But they were like masculine.
Yeah. He
And-
was like, I'm rocking these.
He was. They were
He dressed very
awesome.
nice.
Yes, he did.
I also want to say really quickly, this is kind of off topic, but on topic, but like, you don't have to watch the My So-Called Life episodes. We're going to pretty much break it down and tell you what the episodes is about.
Right. And if
So,
you
like-
ever watched it in the past, like it should help
Like,
with
don't
your memory.
don't shut us off because you haven't watched the episode. Like, feel free to listen and not watch the episode if you don't want to.
Right.
Because we don't talk all about My So-Called Life. We talk about
Tangents.
lots of them.
Because it just brings up stuff.
Right.
From
that's why we
our
do
past.
it. Right. Exactly.
But anyway.
So, any other teachers? I can't think of anybody that I was like, hey.
No, not like regular teachers. Just student teachers. Because they were like
Right.
they're like 22.
They were like
And we were like teenagers. So
kind of like attainable, but
not.
not.
Right. Especially high school.
Right.
Because like when you're 15
I
and your
feel
student
like there
teacher
was-
is like just like 7 years older.
I feel like there was one like my junior year, and I can't remember who it was and what subject, and I just can't remember.
If we had a yearbook,
Yeah.
but I honestly can't even
But
think
the
of who it
student
would
teachers
be.
really weren't in the yearbook.
No, was it another student teacher you're
Yes,
thinking?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
I thought you meant like a regular teacher.
No, it was a student
like
teacher.
an everyday player.
It was a student teacher.
Oh. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember any student teachers beyond Mr. McCluskey. Because he was like, to me, that is what every student teacher should have been.
He was a great one.
He was on a
He
pedestal.
taught us all about the birds and the bees as well.
Because we didn't already know.
Oh, yeah. We definitely knew.
But that's what was so like, that's what's so weird about like health class when
I
you're in high
forgot
school.
that you and I were in health class together.
Yeah.
Along with some others.
Others in our class?
Like in our class, in our health class. That was a crazy class.
We had a great class. I really liked it. Because we had, I guess I don't really remember, but we had a good class.
I remember
You've got mail.
Oh, really?
You've got mail.
I don't
because
remember.
that's when he was doing the thing.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You had no idea what that meant.
I had no idea what that meant.
I didn't either. Not then.
It's a special symbol. Should I talk about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I had no idea what it meant.
We have video evidence of this. Of
It's so
Nikki not
embarrassing.
knowing what it
I
meant.
had no idea what it meant. Like when you put your two fingers up to your mouth.
Like in a V-shaped formation.
Embarrassing!
And you wiggle your tongue in it. So
You've got mail.
you used to like do that.
Yes.
Did he tell you to do it? Did he like teach you how to do it?
No, he would just do it all the time to somebody in the
And
class.
you thought it was funny.
And I thought it was a riot.
So then Nikki would do it just to be funny
Right.
and have no idea what it meant. She had no idea what it meant.
I only did it around like you and like another
right,
friend.
Right, exactly.
I didn't do it.
But we definitely have videotape evidence
But
of
then
that.
when I
in
found
your living
out
room.
what it meant, my
You're
life was
horrified.
rocked. Who told me? They were like, "Do you know what that means?" I can remember it. I feel like you were with me.
I maybe
And I was like, "What?"
I may have been. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, though.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're a kid. We're kids.
I had no idea, but it's all over video.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, this
So-
episode.
Yes. So there's a quote that starts us off this episode because it's in the ruckus of it's before the ruckus. And it says, she says, maybe teachers have a hidden life where they're actually like human. And I started thinking about a time when I was like in 3rd grade and one of my teachers lived right down the street.
Yeah.
And like, they were like, it was like the first time I ever saw a teacher in their like natural habitat.
It's so interesting you say that.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Because when I was in 5th grade, I went with my teacher to her house. I don't remember what it was, but it was
5th grade. Who was your teacher?
Mrs.
You've got mail.
You went with her to her house?
Yeah, it was the end of the year, and we were doing some kind of like school project thing, and I was, I mean, I don't, not to be like,
Yeah.
but I was like one of her favorites. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you.
she
Yeah.
did. And I was helping her do, I don't remember something. It was like an end of the year party.
Mhm.
And it was during school hours, maybe during like recess or something. Like it was something. And anyway, I went with her to her house to get some like paper supply, like just random stuff that she had forgotten actually. And so I remember going to her house, and I didn't even go inside. Like I rode out with her, and but I saw her house, and it was like in the country. I don't remember exactly where.
Was
Maybe
it, like,
Glenburn.
Glenburn?
Yeah. And I remember thinking like, wow, she's like a real person. She's kind of like my mom.
Yeah.
Like, and it was cool.
It's just
it wasn't
kinda
weird.
It was weird for me because I was so young and because she acted very like this is not appropriate.
Who was it?
Mrs.
You've got mail.
Oh, I never
See,
had her.
I went to Fruit Street.
Yeah, yeah.
So we went down. It was me and
You've got mail.
Mm-hmm.
You've got mail.
come over to my house, and we found out that Mrs.
You've got mail.
lived down the street. So we walked down to her house and knocked on her door
Say hi.
to say hi.
Oh.
And I think it was very inappropriate. And my mom was very upset that I did that.
Well, you were kids.
I don't think I'd be upset at my kid for going and knocking on their teacher's door to say hi. I mean, I guess it would depend on the teacher.
Right. Like Sadie's teacher lives in our neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't be, the only reason I'd be upset would be because she has to cross kind of a busy road to get there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So she wouldn't, obviously. But like, I think it would be okay. And I don't think her teacher would be upset by it.
No. It was,
But
you could tell,
it was
it was a different time, and you could tell that it was inappropriate.
She may have been of a different generation.
And I remember I cried afterwards because I thought that she
Aw.
didn't like me anymore. Because it was the summer, it was after, so I never would have saw her again.
Right.
And I always thought about that. Like,
Oh.
and I remember seeing her as an adult and like saying, "Oh, I'm Nikki," and she was like, "Oh yeah, I remember."
Does she still live there?
No.
See, I never knew who she was. Was she older?
No, she was very young.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And I believe she was pregnant.
Oh,
like,
wow.
towards the end of the school year.
Huh.
Yep, she was like brand new teacher.
Like new teacher.
Right out of college.
Oh, okay. So she was really young. So,
Yeah. I feel like she had just gotten married.
yep.
Like,
Weird. I mean, each their own, I guess.
right.
But I don't think it'd be a big
But
deal.
you kind of forget that, like, when you're a kid, you'd like, I guess you think like your teachers sleep in the classroom. I don't know. Like,
you don't think beyond that.
You don't think that they have like a real life.
You don't think beyond your realm.
Because they're like, you're their kids. I mean,
Right.
if you think about it, you spend more time with them than you do your own parents, really.
Yeah. During certain times,
Right.
like during school years and stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They know you.
Right. So that was kind of interesting when, coming into it. That one I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. She said something else too, but I didn't, whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So there's like a ruckus in the classroom, which usually happens. Like
When
but
there's no
they were
teacher.
singing, "What about your friends?"
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, hey, they're playing music. Now we can have a soundtrack. Because I think we have 2 songs now. And then we're going to have another one. 20, 24 hours to go.
Oh my God.
One of my favorite episodes.
I can't wait for that.
That's one of my favorite
I can't
episodes.
wait
that
for
like,
that.
gives me goosebumps because that was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, that'll be good. So, anyway.
That was a song, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought so. So he enters. He doesn't lose his shit.
No.
He just kind of like walks in.
Which
He's
I did
like-
think was pretty cool.
I thought so too. Yeah. I was like, okay, this guy's going to be okay. He's going
Yeah.
to be A-okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't care if you stay or go. You can want a toothpick? I don't know.
I liked when Jordan went to go.
Yeah.
And he
Jordan.
was like, poor Jordan.
This whole episode, I was like, poor Jordan.
This is when it was kind of weird. And I always kind of wondered, or maybe I didn't always wonder, but I wonder now. There was a little period of time
There's a lot of foreshadowing in this episode.
when Jordan like fell out of the radar of the show a little bit.
Yeah. These, like, the past two episodes.
Like he was barely in them.
Yeah.
And so then I always thought like maybe he was like doing another project or something.
Oh, maybe.
Or maybe he was never going to be one of the main characters. And then they changed it because they were like, wait a minute, the girls like him.
Yeah. Get this Catalano dude. I know it's Catalano. I was just like,
that's how the folks would say.
yes.
But I always kind of wonder
this
about
Gordon Catalano. Get him back here.
Gordon Catalano.
Oh,
but
crap.
Anyway, poor Jordan. We're going to talk about you.
I know. And like, I would have stayed too. I don't want people talking about me.
Well, I would have gone right back to my seat.
I wouldn't have gone up in the first place.
No, me either.
I would have been like, just don't pick on me. Just
right.
don't.
Just let me, I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah. I'm going to blend.
Right.
So all of a sudden, like, Brian Krakow needs to make sure. Make sure that this substitute knows, because he's a substitute. He doesn't really let people know he's the substitute. He just kind of is. He's just kind of there. He doesn't introduce himself. He doesn't say what his name is. I don't believe.
I don't know that he does.
Right in the beginning.
But Brian Krakow, you always have to ruin everything.
Everybody's like, Brian!
Of course!
Come on!
Because Brian is a killjoy.
He's like, but we have this thing with a literary magazine, and so I can help you with that stuff if you need help. Brian!
But they're all right there.
Why don't you call in sick?
For real. He never would.
No!
Because then who's going to kill all the joy? Brian. He drove me crazy in this episode.
Yeah.
He drives me crazy in every episode, let's be honest.
Yeah. There's a couple episodes where I feel bad for him. Where I'm like, oh, that's sad. But then I'm like, you don't have to be such a doob. A dubber.
A what? A doob.
I don't know. A dub.
Yeah.
So here's like, okay, like all of a sudden there's this part where Graham and Patty are like in the car, like loading stuff, and they're talking. It just seemed very like thrown in, like unnecessary.
Yeah, I don't even remember what they were talking about.
But like I feel like there was hidden meaning to this episode. But I didn't really want to get into it.
Well, I feel like you said, there was some foreshadowing.
Right.
Going on.
She starts talking about, like, she's obviously, I think it's here that we learn that she is the primary
breadwinner.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this episode. I don't think we learned that before. It's hard to know because I knew that already.
Right.
So, like, you find out in just this one little brief encounter that's like her printing business, and Graham just helps her with it. Like,
right.
But it's hers.
Because it was her father's.
Right.
But
right.
I think that's later that we figure that out. But
I think so too. Yeah. So they're talking about how they need to call this teacher that like quit because they usually print the literary magazine that Brian Krakow was talking about.
Right. The Lit.
Which we had a literary magazine called Lit House.
So
did you ever submit to Lit House?
I never submitted to Lit House. Did you?
I don't think so.
But
I may have.
I remember
maybe a haiku or two.
I didn't even know what a haiku was.
I didn't either. I just said that because this is about the episode. It says haiku.
But did other schools have this? I feel like,
did you guys have a literary magazine that like was? I think ours was published twice a year. I feel like it was like a fall and a spring.
I truly don't
But
remember.
it was just a
but
little, it wasn't like hardbound. It was like softbound and it was like passed out.
picture like a Reader's Digest, but thinner.
And there was like a
Like
short
small.
story,
Poems, art, work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there was artwork.
And it
I
was like
forgot
a
about
big
that.
deal to get the cover of the Lit House.
Yes.
Like that was a big deal if you were the artist, like chosen to be on the cover.
And they were very good. Like they were always really, really good.
There was that one guy that I had a huge crush on. He was a little bit different.
Oh, I don't remember.
You remember.
What's his
You
name?
remember.
I'll block it out. What's his name? Why do I not remember this at all?
He was just so
I can picture him.
mysterious. And I had a thing for him because
But
he was in one of my classes.
He was mysterious and like I don't make chain mail in class with tabs
he was like
of soda cans.
He was like, I choose to spend all my free time in the art room listening to Tool. He and I always wear a black hoodie.
That's the kind of guy that I would want to
And-
know. I would want to
and
know
my
more
lip-
about.
My lip is pierced.
Whoa!
In the 90s?
That
Come
was like,
on now.
come on now.
Come on now. So I was like,
He's a rebel without a cause.
I was into that.
Maybe
for a
he
little
did
bit.
have a cause. Probably.
I saw him kind of recent though.
Did you?
I did. Obviously,
Completely
like, he doesn't know who I am.
different.
No, I mean he wasn't wearing the black hoodie.
Did he have like sleeves? Like
But-
tattoo sleeves?
I don't know. I think he was wearing long sleeve shirt actually. But he looked like he was like coming from work. But he
Oh,
was
like-
still like not
Like a
bad
professional?
looking. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I wouldn't say like a suit and tie type of coming from work, but like a nice collared shirt tucked in with some slacks.
Wow. So he went kind of different.
But like probably still wearing some like beat up Adidas sneakers.
Hey, that's
I'm like, but I'm kind of down with that still. I gotta look him up on Facebook.
kind of like my old manager.
I
That's
bet
what
he's
you're
not on
thinking
Facebook.
of. My old manager you liked. My old supervisor.
Which one? Oh, totally different from
Oh, okay.
totally different.
It was kind of like that because he was like
Yes, was like,
grungy, but like a dad.
I was just gonna say like a dad. He was like grungy soccer dad.
We have said a lot of names here that you're gonna hear a lot of you got mails
Yeah, I know.
or a lot of like dial up.
Do you have the door one from AOL? Like,
I did. I used it in the
Or-
past episode.
yeah, I didn't hear it. Maybe I
No,
didn't
no,
notice
the
it.
one I just did. The one I just edited.
Oh, okay. So anyway,
Yeah.
so anyway, I just didn't know if I felt like that was kind of unique, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's like a lot of schools
Like
do that.
I felt like it was unique too, but I'm beginning to think that it wasn't.
Right. Maybe that's kind of like the norm. Anyway.
So yeah. So the teacher starts getting all over Jordan, and
Yeah.
I feel like he knows something's up.
Me
And-
too, but I don't understand how he knows something's up.
Right? He just like knows something's up, and poor Jordan, he's so uncomfortable
Yeah, he is.
because he's like, shit, people are gonna find out I can't read,
I know.
and like
I don't feel so bad for the spoiler last episode now.
No, I don't.
Since
either.
we found out right away.
That's true because I thought it was gonna be a little while.
I did too, to be
So-
honest.
Yeah. Paper shuffling. It's like then all of a sudden like Rand's in the class.
Yeah, because all the kids were like,
Cool teacher
hey,
alert.
this English sub is
Cool
really
teacher
awesome.
alert. Yeah.
So we're all gonna come to his class.
And like the teacher starts talking about like, so that other stuff that you did for this literary magazine, I'm gonna toss this out the window
Right.
because
And
this is crap. And Angela was not happy with that.
no.
She was like, I worked hard on that oak tree essay,
Yes, she very much so.
you know. But he's like, no, I want you to be raw and anonymous.
Right.
You know.
So, which I appreciate. I like the anonymous thing
Yeah.
because I feel like it allowed them to be more like raw.
Right. It allowed because like if I have to put my name on it, probably not going to be myself.
Probably I'm gonna write about a fucking oak tree.
That's probably what I'm going to do.
I'm not gonna write about like
I'm not going to write about
like my like unrequited love.
so many you got mails.
many. So many.
And like
No,
Ricky
that
is
was
in the
really
class.
good.
And then like the next Ricky's in the class. Like
Yeah, because the words get
and they're
out.
like writing in the candlelight.
But what I don't understand,
look
about
what
it.
I write. Look what I write. What did I write there?
I really couldn't relate to this episode.
Like, so far, it was so
No.
beyond me being able to relate to this episode. I loved to write. Don't get me wrong. Like, I loved writing, but like,
I hated writing.
really?
I hated
loved
writing.
it.
I still hate writing. If I have to write something more than just like a quick email, I don't want to fucking do it. Like, I don't want to do it.
I used to
Luckily,
love,
I don't have to.
I
but-
used to love writing until my boss told me who was a editor. He was an ex-editor, told me that I just didn't have what it takes.
That's not the first time you've heard that.
Nope.
But like,
Definitely. It was like the third.
but
I
like,
heard it
that's
in
not
art-
fair.
I heard it in 5th grade.
right.
I heard it in art class. And I heard it. It's like, why do people gotta rain on my parade, dude?
Right.
Why are you gonna take
Just
the
let me
little
be.
bit that I have?
Just let me be.
Let me have my dignity.
Right. For real. So I hated writing. I didn't get any of this
Yeah.
myself. I
didn't write poetry.
No, when we had to
When
we had to write poetry and stuff for school,
Yeah.
that was like torture
It
for
sure
me.
was. But I liked a good short story. Or fanfic.
I hated those. I hated
Oh,
all. I
God.
couldn't write anything like that. Like I've probably told this story before, but I remember having, I got Darcy to stay the night when she was,
You've never told this story.
okay, this was actually college. So this was her first year of college. And I coerced her into spending the night at my house. So I coerced her to spend the night
Yes.
at my house.
On a school night?
We were in college, but yes.
Oh.
She had a paper due, an English paper. And I said,
Oh.
I'll write it for you.
Whoa.
And she was, because I just wanted to hang out and whatever. So, and watch Syphil and Ollie.
Aw.
So I just wanted to hang out. And I told her, I'll write your paper for you. And she's like, you will? And I'm like, yeah, I'll write your paper for you. So I did. She got a D-.
Oh,
Because
no.
I am so bad at writing.
Oh,
And
no.
I tried.
A D-?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This
what
is why-
class was this for?
I don't know. I think college writing or
Oh,
something.
no.
So she had to do it again.
Ugh.
And she did it. And she got like a B, of course. But like, I am just so bad at it. And I honestly tried. I remember she was sleeping on the couch and I was on the computer typing it up. And no, I did a very bad job. But I always did. That's why.
You probably weren't like she had been in the class and she like knew what they were talking about and what they wanted. And you were just kind of like flying by the seat of your
It was
pants.
the very beginning of the year. It was like the first week of school. But still,
The teacher.
I'm
sure.
very bad.
No.
No,
You're
I
not,
am.
because you give me stuff and I'm like, holy cow, that's good.
So I can word like a resume or like a short like blip.
Mm-hmm.
I can word things
Very
pretty
good.
well.
Very good.
But when it comes to actually writing like a document, I'm not good at that. It's not my strong suit. And I don't care. Like I don't give a shit that it's not. And I never cared. I also have terrible reading comprehension. So that's why in high school, grades 9, 10, and 11, I was in level 2 English. I only did level 1 senior year because
That's okay.
I was told I had to. But like I did level 2 and I did okay. I got like B's in level 2.
Yeah.
So that was good, but it was because I'm just not on the level of writing and reading comprehension that others are.
No, I can relate to that because I have horrible reading comprehension. So bad that my teachers would they thought I had a learning disability. Oh! But I mean, I was still in level 1 and stuff, but
Yeah.
I probably would have felt more successful
Yeah.
in a level 2.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I think I actually did level 2 freshman and sophomore, and then my junior year I did level 1.
Because your teacher was the one that she made you take level 1.
Well, she made me stay in level 1. I tried to sign out of it.
That's right.
And go to level 2. And she was like, no, you're not. Like, you have potential.
I
you can
remember
do
her.
this.
She was a sassy lady.
She was a bitch. I got a D in her class.
What, you did?
Yes, I got a D. It was like the second.
I thought you guys became friends.
No, she just liked me. But she gave me a D because that's what I earned. I got a D.
And you
the
were like,
second
dude,
semester.
I wanted to freaking what?
Yeah, it was the second semester and I got a D. I think the first semester I got like a C plus or something, but the second semester was really difficult for whatever reason. I got a D.
Well, junior year, that was like British literature, wasn't it?
It was awful. I don't remember.
That was a hard one.
But it was bad. And I wanted to go switch out and go back to level 2. And she was like, no. Like I remember taking the paper to her and pleading with her and she wouldn't sign it.
Wow.
I even think I maybe cried a little and she still wouldn't sign it.
Wow.
So then I stuck with it and
That
I ended
sucks,
up.
Brooke. I'm sorry that happened.
The best grade I got that semester was a B minus.
Ugh.
And I think that was the fourth semester or whatever.
But boy, didn't we have fun our senior year in
Our
level
senior year
1
was
English.
amazing. Mr. Milliken, rest in peace.
Oh, I forgot that he passed away.
I think about it every time I drive by his house, which is almost
Mr.
every day.
Milliken, if you can hear us, we loved you.
We
still love you.
A great teacher.
You were like my favorite teacher.
And I love grammar.
You taught me the ways, like everything in his class I retained and I kept throughout my life.
His class, so freshman, sophomore, junior year English class for us, I feel like was a lot of reading and writing, which is all the stuff I hated.
Yeah.
His class was all grammar, 100% grammar. That was it. All we did was grammar. Grammar, there is a right and there is a wrong, and I can accept that.
And that's why I feel like I have strong grammar skills.
And that's
now.
why I did well in that. Because it's like mathematical.
Except that I didn't know that in the rears was not a thing. It's in arrears, and I thought it was in the rears, and I said it out loud.
Did he teach us that?
No, but it's like a grammar thing. You know, like
I don't remember. I thought that you had
I
a
said
specific
it out
story.
loud at Walmart in front of a cashier, and Kevin goes, "What did you just say?" And I said, "In the rears," and he said, "You mean in arrears?" And I said, "What?" Oh crap.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's bad.
So God bless, I was going to say God bless America. God bless Mr. Milliken. Seriously.
He was the
I
best.
salute you.
He was the best.
I got you a card that said, "Guess who's pregnant?"
I think we told that story. And I think we told the story about the hot dogs too.
Yeah, we did. We did.
He was
but
awesome.
I'll never forget how inappropriate that was for me to get him a card that said, "Guess who's pregnant?"
But he laughed.
He thought it was, he thought
It was real at first. But then, like,
and you could
he
tell
got-
he got uncomfortable. Like, he didn't know if he would be like, "Congratulations." Like,
But that was good. He always liked Darcy. And she never had him for teacher.
he did.
But she had him for study hall freshman year.
Yep. I had him for study hall freshman year too.
The only time I ever had him was senior, but he always liked Darcy. And like he knew that we were all friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was funny. He was a special guy.
He really was. He has a special place in my heart.
Mm.
So he was like the first teacher I ever like went out of my way and I got him a present. Do you know what I mean? Because I wanted him to know how much he had meant to me in my like
Yeah.
teaching. Because I mean, not only did he make learning fun, like, because he really did, but he like made us feel like adults. Do you know what I mean?
He talked to us like we were adults.
He did. He respected us, and
Absolutely.
you know, he taught us like real life stuff, and he also like let us get away with stuff
Right.
because we were good kids, and he knew
Exactly.
that. So
Exactly.
he always had our best interest at heart.
This is true. I feel like that about Mr. Guyette too.
Yes, Mr. Guyette too. He was our anatomy and physiology. Brooke and I had a few classes together.
Yeah. He was good.
He let us go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, he did. He'd
Give
write
me-
us a
give me that-
pass.
Give me that onion bagel with vegetable cream cheese.
He'd write us a pass.
Yep.
Go on. And we'd take orders.
I go and get my AMC. Let's go.
That was awesome. And he would let us watch South Park in his class.
I forgot about that.
Yep. I think it was on Thursday night, so Fridays, we would bring in an episode of South Park from the night before and watch it on VCR.
I love that class. Oh, so back to this episode.
Yeah. I mean, no, I shouldn't.
So, like, the one thing I wrote down, like, Rayanne notices he changes his socks, but that really didn't have like anything to do with anything. Like, she was like, his socks, he's not wearing a black and a white one. And I'm just like, this must mean something. Let me write this down. But it doesn't.
No, it really didn't go anywhere. Maybe the scene was cut.
Well, I think it's like initiating that there's going to be change.
Right.
Like does have like a hidden meaning, because I think this was all full of them, but I just wasn't catching on to them.
I also think that if that's what the writers were trying to go for with that was kind of like that's weak.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was pretty weak.
I mean, it has to be a reason why she mentioned it. That's what I was saying. So you're right. Maybe a scene got cut and we didn't see it.
Right.
I'd like to see these cut scenes.
I know.
And so they're all around and they start reading each other's work. And you could tell like Angela's was being read because she got a little uncomfortable. She was like,
right.
Yeah, this is mine.
She got very serious. Like her face kind of like went. Whoa.
Yeah, and she's writing about her family falling apart.
Right.
Because she had seen her dad on the phone talking to a woman. She knows all. She knows all. And it's foreshadowing something that happens in the at the end of this episode, which I thought was like very like quick and very just like,
yeah,
that happened. Like there was no reaction, which I'll just say it. Like towards the end when she has to go into the principal's office, which we'll find out, he says to her, you know that I'd never walk away from this family.
And that was
because he knew that she wrote this particular one, because we'll get to that. But
right.
But it was just like, that was it. Moving right along. Like,
yeah, it was weird.
All is forgiven. Like,
it was weird, and she had like no reaction.
No.
And like
this episode was just kind of all over the place, to be honest.
It was. It felt like a Band-Aid.
Yes, it felt like I just need to throw this in here because we need to talk about censorship and how important it is not to censor, and so this is the episode we're going to talk about.
Exactly.
You know,
and like let's just put it here,
right? And
because we don't have anything for that.
No offense to the writer, because
it meant something to you,
and maybe this was like a really like important piece for you, and if you're listening.
And maybe it was topical for that, but I don't remember that.
Like, I knew there was a lot of censorship and stuff in books, and then I'd always be like, I won't read that because it's censored.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go get me a copy.
But
we read a lot of censored books in school. Like, we were taught from a young age that, like, we got to read the censored. Like, our school didn't censor books, as far as I know.
I have no idea. I don't think so. There was never like a thing made of it.
No.
There was no like book burnings or anything.
No.
And there was never anything like remove these books from our children's libraries.
Right. There was no like sit-in like with Twisted Sister and
nope.
What's her name there?
Tipper
Gore.
Nope. Nothing like that.
You know.
Nope. Nothing like that. Nothing controversial or anything.
No. So Brian reads the haiku for him. And everybody's like, that's so Rayanne.
Right. But like,
we find out later it's not her.
And I didn't remember if I felt like Sharon was giving clues.
Vibes. Yes.
So, and I don't know if I thought that because I already knew.
You already know. And she's like,
right.
Kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like, it's almost like, is she uncomfortable because she's uncomfortable? Because I forgot for a little bit because then I was like, she wrote it. That's right. And Jordan the whole time is like this. His like, his head is in his hands. Like, don't pick me. Don't make me read one of these.
I didn't even notice that.
Yes. I noticed that because he said, the last one, who hasn't read?
Oh, right. I did. You know what? Now that you say that, I did notice that at that point. But that was when he picked Brian.
Jordan doesn't want to read because he can't.
So he can't read.
I mean, and this is foreshadowing because we don't know this yet.
Right.
So, he's like, oh yeah, we're going to publish this. Yeah, we're not going to censor. No, we're going to publish this. This is a good piece. So, all of these pieces, and I forgot to mention, like, back when Angela got very upset that he threw those papers out the window.
Yes.
In the beginning. And her parents were like, but that was a beautiful poem. And so she like stood up to him. She was like, Yeah, that was like, you were disrespectful. Like, you shouldn't have been disrespectful.
Which I
I
appreciated
was like,
that.
good for you, Angela.
I
You
like that
good-
she...
standing up for what you believe in.
Exactly.
And I was proud of her because she
no
hung
matter-
back, you know?
No matter the poem.
Right. And he was
I thought
like,
that was really good of her to do that.
he was like, basically, you can do better. So, like, all these students start respecting this guy. Like, completely
Right.
respecting this guy because he treats them like human beings and
right.
whatever. So, Graham and... why do I always forget her name? Patty get all the pieces and they're reading them, trying to find Angela's.
Right. Because, I mean,
And they
truth be told, I'd do the same thing.
Right. Truth be told, I would too. And they stumble upon
Oh,
the
man.
haiku for him.
And they're all...
And she's like, we don't have a basement. So this kid...
And all I could think about in that moment was you live in that old-ass house and you don't have a basement?
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
You have a basement.
They don't have, there's a lot of places that don't have basements.
But, like, they're kind of like, they get snow where that is.
Yeah, but there's a lot of places that don't have basements. I was really surprised. Like, even older homes that don't have basements.
Really?
Yeah. I was
'Cause
like,
that looks like
you
an
don't have
old
a basement?
home.
Tell us, do you guys have basements? Because we have basements.
I mean, I understand if you live in, like, a newer house and you don't have a basement. Or if you live in, like where it's swampy and you can't have a basement.
Right, like the gardens. They
Right.
couldn't have basements because it was
But, like...
going to get swallowed up.
An old home? And I don't think that their house was built, like, really old, but, like, 40s? 1940s?
I don't know.
Most houses would have basements.
Maybe, because
And
they
here-
need to
here
bootleg
they do.
somewhere.
That's right.
And so Graham ends up wait. Okay, so it said cut to Jordan's having trouble reading. The teacher, and he's having trouble reading, and this is where the teacher realizes that Jordan can't read.
Right.
And Graham comes in and wants to talk to the teacher, and the teacher is pissed. Vic is his name.
Yeah, Vic is pissed.
He's pissed, and he's like yelling at Graham, like, how could, and you feel that, like, 'cause
I
as
felt
a parent,
his passion.
you're like, how could this kid
Yeah.
get this far in life and not be able to read?
Right.
That is, and I know that it happens in America.
It happens all
every
the
day.
time.
Like, it's so crazy to me to think that, but it happens all the time.
Yeah. And I remember thinking then, and even now,
Yeah.
how does that happen?
Right.
Like, how does that happen? How does the kid slip through the cracks?
It happens.
And it's scary.
It really is.
And sad.
Yes.
Very sad. I felt really sad about
Yes. And Graham says our friend, she goes, well, actually, and he corrects himself. And, talking, that we learned for sure Patty's in charge of the print shop.
that. Right.
And he doesn't mention anything about the submission. Well, the reading of the submissions is next. So sorry, I skipped ahead on that one.
Yeah.
So they read the submissions, and then Patty ends up going and talking to Vic.
Right.
And he was all about Patty. And
Look,
she was like, hey.
he's a lucky man.
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
And he was like, I hope he didn't have a heart, on the submissions, I hope he didn't have a heart attack. I know he's very fragile. And it was actually Patty that had the problem.
Right.
Graham didn't have the problem.
No,
Patty
Graham didn't
had
at all.
No. And censorship. Here we go for the topic of censorship. This is all about censorship. So Patty talks about she doesn't like the haiku. And he's like, well, then don't print it. I'll print it.
Right.
We're not going to censor these kids. They have a hard enough time, writing, being themselves.
Exactly.
We're not going to take away their voice.
Which I can appreciate.
Right.
And I didn't think the poem was that bad.
No. Well, we didn't hear all of it.
But still.
Because in the bathroom, which comes later, there was a part, I like it when I was like, I don't remember that part of the poem.
I don't remember that part of the show. Maybe I'll...
I keep saying poem.
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 Well, I say poem,
Poem.
the poem,
Yeah.
but I've been corrected. It's poem. And I'm like,
I say poem.
oh, by the way, I definitely say milk. M-E-L-K.
Yeah, you do.
And a lot of other people say it too. And it's
Milk.
you don't say it like this. You have to say milk. So I've been trying it. Because even Bryn corrected me. She's like, it's not milk. It's milk. I was like, okay, thank you, Bryn
That's
and
so
Brooke.
funny.
Thank you. She's like, did you just say milk? It's milk. And I'm like, oh, for the love of everything. My own daughter. Did you just say milk?
Milk.
So anyway, so Patty is still wondering if Angela wrote it. She's like, oh, maybe. Who cares,
Right.
Patty?
Patty, get over it.
Right. And then all of a sudden we cut to the literary magazine, The Lit, being passed out. And everybody's like, the principal's like, what the hell's going on here? Everybody's interested in this literary magazine. They weren't last year. They put them in the trash. Not really. I'm just like reading his mind.
Right.
And he can sense something's up, and then he's like, Marjorie, or whoever he said. He got upset.
Right. He was like, nope.
So he starts collecting them, but we don't know this yet because we cut to the bathroom with Rayanne and Sharon. Yes. And this is where we find out for sure that Sharon wrote the poem. And Sharon doesn't want anybody to know she wrote it.
I really loved this moment, by the way.
I did too.
I really liked it.
Because they like connected.
Yes, and it showed like Rayanne, her like vulnerability.
Yes.
And I think that it's important to see that in a character like her.
Hey, that was a good observation.
It is. I feel like it is. She's a very strong character.
She is.
But you got to see those vulnerabilities, and we'll see them later in the season. But
yes.
Anyway.
So, she's like, well, I don't want anybody to know that I didn't write it. So they were like, well, we'll just let things be left unsaid.
Exactly.
We'll just whatever. We'll
leave it as is.
Sarah.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, Angela comes in. You're never going to believe this. Wait, you two are talking?
I know, she was kind of like weird about it. Then she's like, oh, wait, you should probably hear this too.
Yeah. Yeah, you, Sharon, that I snubbed in the last episode.
Right.
And the principal collects all the copies. And he's like, this is it. I am censoring these. I'm collecting them. And then, by the way, this whole time, Angela's little sister is selling Girl Scout cookies, which I feel has absolutely nothing to do with the episode.
Except it keeps popping up. Like they're eating them on the couch. What? They're stacked in the background.
Is it supposed to be like women empowerment in business? Like, because I feel like there's hidden meanings in all these. Like,
right.
What are we supposed to get from this? Like, what is this part supposed to mean? Like, because I don't feel like they just put it in there just to put it in.
And
there.
Also, just to add a little layer onto that.
Yeah.
Graham is sewing the badge.
Yes, he's taking over because in the part where I said was kind of like thrown in, they said something like, "We really need a wife."
Yes, they did.
You know, like they both needed a wife, like because the wife, quote unquote, does all that stuff, and so Graham is kind of taking on the wife role because he cooks.
He does. Yes, he does.
And now he's sewing.
Yeah.
What, Brian Krakow? You've never seen somebody...
Brian Krakow.
I just came because I'm really upset about this literary magazine, where this is going. This was it before. We kind of skipped over this. So we're at the dinner table with the Chases, and Angela is just beside herself. She is just beside herself, and she keeps calling him Vic, and it's bothering me. She's like, Vic, and Vic this, and Vic that, and Vic did this, and Vic said we could do this, and that we could stage a book burning, but we wouldn't really burn the books. And I'm like, okay, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Right, and also, it means nothing.
Right. And she's very passionate about the censorship. She's like...
She is, and... Continue on with it, because I had an observation about this scene, which has nothing to do with anything.
And she says, he's an adult I can look up to finally. That was so, like, I was like, her parents, hello? And they were just, they didn't say anything. They were just like, oh.
Right, well.
Which, because this will, like, come around to bite you in the ass.
Right.
Later. But, yeah.
It will, but also, like, her parents haven't been setting great examples for her.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
But as a parent, ouch.
Right. I'd be like, oh, sorry. Well, why don't you look up to me?
But what's I don't know why I thought this. This is weird and random. Before I started watching this episode, I was like, I'm hungry. I need to get something to eat. So I got myself a little something to eat and I went to watch it. And as I was making it, I thought, we never see Angela eat. Like, even when she's at dinner, like at the table, she's not eating. She's just pushing food around and like moping. And then I thought, did I do that when I was her age? Is that why I was so much thinner than I am now?
I did that. I never ate because I didn't like what my mom made.
Right.
No offense, Mom, if you're listening to this, but you're probably not going to. But
I mean, I would eat a little bit, maybe, or maybe I'd skip it because I was too busy, like talking on the phone.
Because I had snacks before dinner.
Yeah,
you know, like I'd have cereal or whatever because I knew that I wouldn't eat dinner.
Right. But in this particular scene, she was like, "Is there any more of that brisket?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was like,
and I'm like, that's ironic that I was just thinking like we never see her eat, and now all of a sudden she's like standing up for herself, and she's like feeling like empowered.
She's like full,
and now she's like, "Give me more meat."
Right.
Like,
I need fuel to fuel my energy.
Right.
In this cause.
And I like brisket too, so I get it.
Oh yeah,
if it's a good brisket.
Oh yeah. Get some au jus. Yep.
Yep.
So then we see Mr. Foster in the classroom, which is the principal.
Yep.
And we're like, oh, here we go. Mr. Racine or whatever his name is, Vic, got fired. And Vic leaves the school and he does the power, like,
right.
The like
the fist in the air.
The fist in the air, the Breakfast Club end of scene. And because they all go to the window and they're like, Mr. Racine, Vic. And then Mr. Foster says, any student that is caught distributing these will be suspended. And then Jordan's like, he's the best teacher I ever had.
He was very passionate about that. He was
like very upset. And it's like the first time you hear Jordan like say anything really like in school.
Right.
And so they chase him down.
Which it was a very slow exit.
It was a very slow exit.
He was on the stairs when they were yelling out the window, and then he was still on the stairs when they chased him down.
And he was like, wake up. Injustices like this happen every day. This is life, kids.
True.
It is true.
That's true. I mean, not exactly the same.
Right.
But you know what? Shit happens every day.
Right. You just got to get a shovel. It's just a different shovel.
Exactly.
Every day it's the same stuff. You just different shovel.
Life lessons.
Yep.
Life lessons.
Sometimes you get a bulldozer or like a, not a bulldozer, but sometimes you get
a backhoe.
Yeah. And sometimes you get like one of those sand shovels, like at the beach.
Oh yeah. Just a little plastic
or a
thing.
Spoon. Just
different shit.
Different day.
That's right.
Different shovel. So, Graham goes and meets with the principal because he was like, listen, Angela is very passionate and, he's made an impact on her life. She's never been so passionate. And
I don't remember this scene at all.
And the principal's like, well, I never fired him. Like he just left.
That's right.
He's like, I was thinking about it, but I didn't even have time to because he had got a summons that he was wanted in New Hampshire for not paying child support. He left his family. Graham was like, oh crap, what am I going to tell Angela?
The truth.
Yeah. And so they talk about it, and then Angela goes to find Vic. Like, she goes to, his house.
Which is weird.
Or, a boarding house.
It looked like he was living in, a van down by the river or
yes,
something.
It did.
Just like a hole.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Like a rent by the room type of thing.
Yeah. Like a studio apartment. Like a motel.
Not even a studio apartment.
Like a motel situation.
Right. Yes. And so he talks about, his struggle for freedom. I'm like, you're such bull. That's such BS.
Yep.
And he calls her Amanda and says she should drop out of school. And I didn't know if he was doing that facetiously. Is that the word I'm thinking of? Like if he was being like, I'm going to tell her this because like now she doesn't respect me because I left my family. So I'm just going to tell her the wrong thing. So then like she hates me because she should hate me because for all I've done. Or if he's just being a jerk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's here that she begins to realize like he's not all like people are going to let you down in life. They're going to friggin' let you down.
Yep.
You're going to think this person is like the best thing since sliced bread, which I mean, I've never experienced non-sliced bread, so I don't know, but they're going to let you down,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And I love her overalls and her shirt, by the way, this episode.
I do too.
And I'm very jealous that she could roll her overalls because I never could do that.
Oh,
Mine were never long enough.
I think they looked awesome.
Yes. I love that plaid shirt too. It looked like a county seat shirt.
It did look like a county seat.
You know what I mean? It was a different kind of plaid.
Yep.
And so then he gives her a ride home. He's like, well, at least let me give you a ride home. And so she gets out of the car and Brian Krakow is like, is there any car you won't get into? Brian Krakow, why do you need to be?
Yes, there is. She won't get in yours.
That's right. That's right.
Brian Krakow, just don't. Just stop.
Yeah.
Stop it right now.
Exactly.
Don't be weird.
And she says something like, you know, it's okay that you don't like him. Like, it's fine.
Right.
Like, whatever. I'm just going to go home. And then it cuts to the new substitute, which is just like your average everyday.
I love this oak poem.
Yes, exactly. Why does it have this footprint on it?
You should probably type it up.
Yeah. And she's looking for Angela, but Angela is nowhere to be found because where's Angela?
That's right.
Angela.
She's in the photocopy room.
She's making copies. She found that one copy of the lit that they failed to take. And she's making copies and taking names.
Handing them out.
Yeah. And
would you like a free copy?
She's wearing her long boxer shorts and tights in this episode.
Yes, she is.
And I just don't like it.
They are not very flattering.
No, they're not. And I remember, like, I think last time I said I did like them, but I know I didn't. I knew I remembered looking at them and going, I would never wear that.
Nope.
So she's passing it out and the teacher's like, comes up to her and is like, principal wants to see you. And Brian's like, she's just passing these out. And he's like, Angela, I'll take him upstairs. He's on her side now.
Brian, what? Stop flip-flopping.
At least we can not be, he's not annoying right now.
At least he that's right. No, I agree.
He did the right thing.
He did do the right thing.
He was like,
but he should have been doing the right thing all along.
True. He thought he was doing the right thing. He was doing the right thing for Brian, but now Brian's doing the right thing for the community because censorship should not happen in his eyes. Because this is all about censorship.
That is the name of this game, folks.
So, her parents talk with Angela. Her parents had talked with her before school, right? This before she started passing things out. I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Her parents had talked with her and said, you got to pick your battles. You got to pick your battles. And so she picked her battle.
Yes.
Like you got to learn
this
when
was
to
the
fight,
battle I'm
when to
picking.
fight for something and when not to.
Yep.
And
she decided.
She did. And that's when Graham, and then the principal calls into the office and her parents are there.
Right.
And Graham looks at Angela and says, I'd never walk out on you.
Right.
You know that, right?
He takes her face right in his hands.
Right. And I'm like, okay, this is they're going into the principal's office or out of it. I can't remember. But the principal is like, he does exactly what Angela doesn't want him to do.
Right. She was so disappointed.
She was. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Because the principal's like, this isn't really you.
Right.
And Angela's like, it is
completely
me.
Dismissed her.
Mom, you told me to pick my battles and I picked my battle.
Yep.
And this is what I chose to do and chose what to, it's not like the war. It's not, like what you did.
Right.
Because it's funny, like it's the 60s. Like that's so long ago.
Yeah.
But like now for us, it's like the 90s.
Right.
Like It was recycling for us.
It was.
It really was.
Save the planet.
It really was. Plant a tree for tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Plant a tree, one that cleans the air. Plant a tree, trees for America.
Why don't I remember that song?
I don't know.
I remember it.
Why
but
don't I remember it? You remember Ocean? Cool dude.
What?
It was like a character and his name was Ocean.
I don't think I remember Ocean.
Yeah. It was like a I was so like our friend Mandy is all and like I like I got my parents to recycle. Like I didn't use plastic bags. I recycled like paper bags. Like I did all the recycling for my family.
Yeah.
I did all the cans and everything. All through high school, I did the recycling. So when I left, they didn't recycle anymore.
Right. Right.
But I would like take off the things. I would like do all that because I was like really into.
Yeah. Remember when we got the bins, the blue bins?
Yes.
We recycled that.
Yes.
When we got the blue bins, my family started to recycle.
RECYCLE.
And we had a little address written on the front of the bin.
Yeah. We still have one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And we have a recycle.
Well, they come around.
They do, but we don't have the blue bin.
Oh, you don't?
No, they don't. They don't give those out anymore.
Why do we still have one?
It just must be still left over.
Oh, we must have had it from Main Street.
Yeah, but we don't have a blue bin, but we have a separate bin that we bought for that. But
we just take it over to because it's a zero sort.
Yes, which is really nice.
So nice. So we recycle everything. But anyway,
right.
The principal doesn't do it because this is an Angela. But guess what? We now learn, comes to a close, Angela is woke.
Yep.
She has awoken. She's ready to be Angela. She knows she had a purpose. Yeah. She followed the fire.
Purpose.
She followed the fire in her belly.
She did.
And that.
But it was such a letdown ending though. I really wanted her to like go down like out
in a blaze of glory.
Be escorted out the doors.
Yes.
To suspension.
And by the way, where are the metal detectors? Huh? Where'd they go? Is that just a one-day thing because somebody found a gun?
They're gone. They gone. No big deal.
Oh, well.
We're not doing that anymore. That was that episode.
And that's the end of our episode.
That's the end of it. So
this was my so-called whatever, looking at my so-called life.
Rewatch.
Probably won't do another one of these for a little bit.
Right. We seem to have a pattern, like 2 and 2.
2, and then we'll go a little bit. We won't go as long next time.
Yeah, we went like a long time.
Right, we did. But we got to save them, you know? Like, right. I feel like...
There's only 19.
I feel like when we finish my so-called life episodes, like, that's the end of our podcast.
I know. And
I really do. And I think that that's what it's going to be. Like, I think that when we finish my so-called life episodes, it will be time. Because there's going to be a time where you and I are like, you know what? It's had a good run.
Right. We've done what we can do.
We've done it. I mean, right now, we're still in it to win it. Yeah. We love doing it. We love getting together and talking
it's
to you
tour
guys.
Season.
Yeah. Hey.
But no, I agree. There's going to come a day when it's going to be time.
Yeah. And it's not like a bad thing. It will just be like,
no,
we had a good run. We had the game won. We didn't let it slip away.
No, we ran with it for as long as we could, and now we're not. Right. Now we're done.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe it will take on another form.
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
You just don't know with us.
Nope.
We'll always keep you guessing.
Right.
Oh, my ear itches.
Ooh.
There we go.
So, anyway, that was that.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you are going to a tour.
Yes.
A show,
we want to hear all the goodness of it.
Send us a text or a voicemail.
Right.
We want to hear the passion in your voice.
Yes.
In your vocals.
Yes, please.
So send it to
857-271-1047.
Again, 857-271-1047.
It took us long enough to memorize that number.
Jeez, I won't remember it next week.
You'll always remember it now.
I hope so.
You'll always remember it.
But Send
But
us a
also-
text or voicemail.
And you can send your stories to mysocalledwhatever@gmail.com.
Stories and pics. We love to see them.
We love the pics. So
We love the pics. Even if you just do like a pic.
yeah,
Just send us a pic with a little description.
right. We
We're
love
down
all
with
the
that.
stories that we've gotten, and we're gonna keep reading.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'd love to do some 80s and 90s episodes, though.
Yeah.
Those we are lacking.
We can always do those.
Yeah.
So if you have any 80s, 90s memories, stories, anything that you can think of that you want to send us, tell us about your favorite roller skating rink.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about...
Tell us about your first kiss.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Was
Tell
it
us-
behind a garage? I know somebody who was.
Tell us about, I don't know, that time you went with all
Was
your
it-
friends to the movies.
Was it in a boat? Because I know somebody who
Oh,
was.
God. Not in the water.
No, it was definitely not in the water.
Yeah, so
Tell us about what? What'd you say? I had the boat thing in my
that
head.
time you went to the movies with your friends and, I don't know, had a good time.
Yeah. That
Saw
time,
some random dude.
that time you skipped school? Did you ever do that?
Tell us all about it.
And your friend's mom yelled at you, and you?
Because they were in a car accident that morning and you took them from the scene?
Yeah. That's not smart.
No, but
We didn't know.
no, we were dumb.
And
We're dumb
It
teenagers.
was our first time skipping school.
It, like legitimately.
It was
skipping
our
school.
senior year, and like we'd never done anything like that. And we were like, we're going skipping.
Like, I remember skipping school, but I would have somebody call in for me.
Oh, okay.
But this time, I don't think we did.
And guess what?
Actually, no, I think we did.
We did have somebody call in for us.
Yes,
and
we
it was
did.
that same person.
Yes. But I remember going and hanging out at the mall.
Because I remember Steph saying, "You trust me to do this, Nikki?" And I'm like, "Oh, hells yeah, do it."
Yep, and we went
Yep, she called for both of us.
to Bar Harbor.
Yep,
My God. I
Yep.
love it.
me too.
That was fun.
Kids, if you're listening, don't ever do that.
No. It doesn't work that way these days anyway.
No, it doesn't. You gotta
They
like,
probably have like voice recognition or something, like the
No.
bank.
yeah. Actually,
Anyway.
it's a lot easier.
Is it?
Like for us, it's just an electronic form.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But you have to put your email address in. So like they might notice if, they know your parents' email address.
Right.
Like they might notice.
Huh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, how do you do it? How do
Call.
you call? You just call and say she's going to be sick?
Yep. Go and talk to the secretary or the principal. The principal answered the other day.
Oh.
Yeah. I called really early. And she wasn't sick. She had an appointment that I
Mhm.
forgot to send a note for. So I just called and it was early. It was like 7:30 and he was there. Probably the only
You
one
still
there.
send notes?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like ours is all electronic.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I send a note. So
it's
like
super easy because you're just like burp, 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 send.
like I'll put today I sent a note saying, Mrs. Clark, Sadie will be going on bus B today.
Oh.
And I sign it Brooke C. And then
Why was she going on bus B?
that's the bus that brings her home.
Oh, okay.
Normally on Fridays, she's a walker. So I
Oh.
sent a note saying that Sadie's going to be a walker and who is picking her up.
Gotcha.
But today, she wanted to take bus B to her home.
Gotcha. Because they're friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I like that because they drop her off right at the end of the road, which is just like a circle.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do anything.
Cool.
She just arrives home.
That's great.
Deliver my child, please.
Hey.
So anyway, that's it.
Yeah, and we've got some messages. So be sure
Stay
to stay
tuned.
tuned and don't forget to give us your messages. Do it.
Do it to it.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, Brooke and Nikki. It's Alyssa calling from Massachusetts. I just wanted to let you know, as I'm listening to the newest episode, you asked a question about whether or not people had formal practice attire, and the Coney Rams of Augusta, Maine, especially the basketball team, had some serious uniforms for practice. We had pennies, we had special shorts, we had special socks, we had the whole 9 yards. In fact, in the wintertime, we had to wear a hat no matter what, and if coach caught you without wearing a winter hat, we'd have to do like 20 extra suicides. So all the time, no matter where you went or how you were dressed, even if it was for a formal dance, you better have your winter hat on because you didn't want them to catch you. All right, guys. Love listening to the episode. Bye.
Hi, Brooke. Hi, Nikki. It's Mandy. I haven't called in a little while, but just calling to say hello and that my tour days are over as of now. I don't think I'll be going to any more, but I went to, where did we start? San Diego, Anaheim, Hollywood Bowl, Bakersfield, which was by far the best show, which I will be sharing the story. I already shared it on the page for anyone listening that's not on the page with my sister, but yeah, so it's an amazing, amazing show. For any listeners that haven't seen it yet, aside from on videos and such, you guys are going to have a blast. It is so, so good. I'm so excited for everyone to see it in the next upcoming months. And yeah, other than that, just wanted to call in and say hello. And I'm actually sorry to say behind on the podcast a little bit because end of the school year means a very busy time for teachers. So I can't wait to catch up on it all. I can't wait to hear all these blog party stories that will be coming in about the tour. I'm so excited to hear people's stories. So yeah, that's about it. So take care, girls. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
End of messages.
File's done.